Hey everyone, this is Module 2, which covers Chapter 3 of our textbook. At this point I can say that it was interesting reading about the amendments, and I'm sure that as the weeks progress we will be learning a lot more, and I really enjoyed it though. I had a couple questions about the First Amendment and hate speech. I posted that earlier in the week, and Dr. Edwards, he was gracious enough to answer that, even though it wasn't in web format. And I think I have a little better understanding of it now. And I'd always wondered about the slander, hate speech, and how you go about actually proving it, and it just seems pretty interesting. The double jeopardy portion of the Fifth Amendment, I read about that. That was extremely interesting this week. I was a little bit confused, though, when they brought in the dual sovereignty doctrine. The doctrine, being able to be tried in two states, that made me wonder about which state would hold precedence over the other. I mean, if one state, they have stricter laws than another state, but you're tried in both, you're found guilty, which state would hold precedence, and where would you be held, or would you serve part of your time one place and part of your time the other place? So that kind of made me wonder a little bit. Going into the reading about Jerry Hartfield, that was extremely difficult to read, just knowing that poor man. He spent so many years. The Sixth Amendment just didn't hold true for him, and knowing that he had mental illness too, and he was in jail that long, and that was really heartbreaking to read. The portion about the impartial jury selection and it being from the community, that I liked reading that because I've been called a few times for jury selection, and I know it was difficult, and I don't know if anybody else has gone through this, but I was sitting in a room full of strangers, and the person convicted was sitting there, and it was a horrendous crime. Two people had lost their life, and he set a barn on fire full of horses, and I felt like I was being tried, and I had all of these people looking at me, including the person accused, and I just felt like I was on trial, and it was extremely difficult to answer the questions that the lawyers had. And I wondered if that was always the process, or for certain crimes if there was a lesser amount of people in the room when the selection was being done, because it was hard. It was a very hard thing to go through. But anyway, that goes down to eminent domain. That one, everybody knows that one, the taking law, or taking clause of the Fifth Amendment. To me, it just seems like a huge money game. Whoever has the most money wins. And I know they're close to ETSU. I had to do an environmental assessment, and it was working with people who were going to lose their homes. And I had to go through and do an assessment on the properties, the homes. And in speaking with the homeowners, it just seemed so unfair. And they didn't have a choice. Granted, they were getting compensation, but these were their homes. And I just find that I just don't like eminent domain, but I do see the side to it. It's money, taxpayers, everything else. But anyway, I look forward to everybody's discussion this week, and I hope everybody has a fantastic week. Thank you.